Hello everybody, my name is Trevor Barnes and welcome to Tech Inside. In today's video, I'm going to be going over my budget PC gaming build for January 2015. But before we begin, I just want to let you guys know this is not going to be the most glamorous video in the world. I've been away the past week working on a bunch of stuff, and I've also been sick. I actually had to go get a few x-rays, and it's been a mess. So I'm putting this together for you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoy. So to begin in this budget build, I picked the Intel Pentium processor G3258. This is a great processor. As you can see the reviews on Amazon, it's fantastic. And coming at $70, you can do a lot with this thing. It offers a 3.2 gigahertz base frequency, but it is overclockable. Yes, it only has 2 cores, but it will be able to play all your games pretty much seamlessly. There isn't a huge big improvement when you're just playing games from something like this to even a quad core. Yes, there is a performance increase, but a lot of times it's more dependent on your graphics card than it ever would be your processor. So if you just plan on playing games and not streaming them and doing other things in the background while playing them, this processor really should be good for you, and it's a really good $70. For the motherboard, I picked the Asus ATX 2600. The reason I picked this motherboard is because it's a really solid board really for the price. Yes, it's 150 bucks, but really for that you get everything you'd ever need. This offers a lot of things that you would maybe want to get separate, especially for games like the Crystal Sound 2, which makes flawless audio and makes you really part of the game. And the other Asus features you'd probably want in your motherboard that I'm a really big fan of. I really like Asus motherboards. It's very stable to me, everything always works, and really you can't go wrong for $145. Now definitely when it comes to gaming, the graphics card is the most important thing. And yes, there's a lot of choices, but again, we're talking about affordability. We want something that's cheap, but good. And really the best thing that I've been able to find right now, which is kind of in that best range of being something that's performance-wise is going to give you good quality on your games, but something that's not going to break the bank, is the Sapphire Radeon R7 260X. It has 2 GB of GDDR5 RAM and also has an HDMI, DVI, and DisplayPort output. So you got everything you need. You can hook it up to whatever you want. This card's definitely going to give you good performance for the price. Yes, you're not going to be playing Crysis at maxed out settings, but you're going to be able to play Crysis at low to medium settings. Pretty reasonable. Now, when developing this whole build, it was a little bit of iffy thing whether or not I wanted to include an SSD in it, but then I kind of thought, yeah, I'm going to include everything the way I would want it, like something that I would actually use, and I would never use a computer without an SSD now, so this is almost a required thing. So yes, I'm putting an SSD in here because they've come reasonably down in price. So for this build, we're picking the Samsung 850 EVO 250GB. I own several of these. I love these. Never had a problem with them. And yes, we could go the 120 gig model, but you know what? For the extra price, I would just rather go the 250. I own plenty of the 250s. I love them. And for $129.99, you can't go wrong. I love these things. And also going with storage, this is a gaming PC after all. You're going to have games. I have like 500 gigs at least of games from my Steam library alone. So you need to have a place to store those. And in this case, I picked a Western Digital green 2 terabyte hard drive. It's $79, not bad at all. It's a really good price for this hard drive. You can go up or down really depending on your needs. Save a little bit money, spend a little bit more, but you can get kind of what you need here. And you really, for a secondary hard drive, you don't really need to go anything better than a green drive. Now for a case, I wanted to get something that would look nice, but also not break the bank. That's kind of the whole thing here. Just be functionality, look nice, be appealing, something I would be nice, happy to show off, but again, not breaking the bank. And this is the Corsair Carebide? I don't know if I'm saying that right. Series Spec 01 mid-tower gaming case. It looks awesome. And it's only $59, and really cases can be really expensive. This is a really good solid looking case for the price. Now when it comes to RAM, the more the better, but one thing is RAM prices keep going up and down. 2 years ago you could get 16 gigabytes of RAM for almost the price of 8 now. So right now it's really expensive, and we really can't push it too much for a budget. So of course we need 8, 4 is not enough. 8, it's on that border. I would prefer 16, but the good thing about this motherboard also we have is that it has 4 DIMM slots for RAM. So we're gonna go with the 2 4 gigabyte chips right now from Kingston HyperX. And for 70 bucks, this will get you started. Later down the road, if you want to upgrade, you can, and you have the ability to do that. For the power supply, again, I wanted something that was cheap, gave us enough power, but also gave us some room to upgrade and a little overhead, but also something that won't be a pain to wire in the case. And that's why I went with the Corsair CX Series 430. Which supplies 430 watts. The reason this thing's so cool too is it's a module, 80 plus bronze certified. So pretty much not all the wires are built into the to the power supply, so you're able to just plug the ones in you really need. And for kind of a smaller build like this is really good. And for cable management, this is a plus. And really, for 50 bucks, you really can't go wrong. Really, for a 80 plus bronze certified power supply anyway, you're almost going to be spending just about the same amount of money. And if you need a little bit more power, you have options here too with this, and they're really not that expensive. Being the most expensive one here on Amazon is $89.99 at 750 watts, which is way more than we need. 430 will be fine for this build. Now, a lot of people online, when they do these builds, don't include mice and keyboards and monitors and stuff like that, but in this build I kind of wanted to, because if you're a gamer and you're going to be buying this whole computer for you to game, you probably don't want that crappy monitor that's 10 years old or that crappy Logitech mouse. You're going to want to be a gamer. So in this case, I included the Corsair Raptor M45 5000 DPI optical gaming mouse, blah blah blah, Raptor M45. That's what this is. It's a good gaming mouse for $53. It's really one of the cheaper ones that gets the job done, so nothing real special, but also it's gonna be nice. For the keyboard, we went with the Red Dragon Korov K502 USB gaming keyboard with 7 switchable backlight colors. This is only a $25 keyboard. It probably isn't the best keyboard out there for gaming by any means, but the thing is, it's decently cheap, it's got good reviews, and the big thing that I take out of this is it's backlit. And if you're gaming at night and stuff like that, you won't be able to see the keys. You know, this is a good starter. Now, if you're a hardcore gamer, there might be a specific keyboard that's, you know, that's better for you. But for the average PC gamer that's really going to be building something like this will be perfect and really will do everything you need to do. Now, the next thing is the monitor. Again, I wanted to give the full experience in this video. I wanted to say, hey, you're buying this computer, you don't have anything, or you just want a whole upgrade, you want something to play games on, and this was a challenge picking the best monitor. But the one I finally found that I really could say was the best bang for its buck is the Asus VS247HP. It's a 23.6-inch full HD LED lit LCD monitor. That's a mouthful. The reason I chose this monitor, it is only $156, so really not a bad choice for a full 1080p monitor, and it has HDMI, DVI, and DisplayPort inputs. So that's kind of important too, because it gives you versatility on kind of, you know, what you want to hook up to this. Maybe you have 2 computers or a TV service even, or just the computer. You know, you got different kind of options with this monitor, which I always find are very important. It also only has a 2 millisecond response time, which is good too, because you don't want it to be too long. I know, like, even my older monitors I used to game on a lot were like 5+ seconds in response time, and when you're playing a game, especially like a shooter, you need to be on your game, you just can't have that long response time. So this also gives the low response time, so you're able to do better in the game. Another important choice for when you're picking this type of monitor for a gaming build. And just to kind of wrap up this whole entire build, you're gonna need one thing, which I guess is kind of optional, but that's Windows 8.1. You'll need a legit copy of Windows if you want to play every game that's out there. Of course, you could put Linux on here and play a lot of games now, and that could be a very easy option for you, and you could save $103. But again, we're talking about you're building this computer from the ground up. You don't have anything. Maybe you already have a copy of Windows 7 laying around you can put on this thing, or, you know, Linux or whatever. But just going on, we're building everything here, everything from scratch. You're going to need really, realistically, a copy of Windows 8.1, and here on Amazon you can get that for $103.47. And I will say, I don't want to be too sketchy here, there are places where I know you can buy Windows 8.1 a lot cheaper, and I've bought Windows 8.1 a lot cheaper than this, but also be aware that there's a lot of scams out there, and you don't want to buy something illegally. Now, this is the kicker here. All said and done, our subtotal is $1,028.14. Now, this is a lot of money for a budget gaming PC build, and the reason I kind of did this was to show, you know, that sometimes consoles for people are the only option they really have. I find it very funny when I go on YouTube and watch someone's budget PC build and says, here's a computer for $400. It competes with the Xbox One and PS4 and everything else. And yes, you can build the PC for that, but there's a lot of other things that they don't include, like the display and the mouse and the keyboard and you know, and a copy of Windows, and just realistically things you would want in a computer. Obviously, the costs rise up, and I'm definitely not bashing PCs by any means, because I would much rather play any game on a PC than a console at this point. I'm just kind of wanting to realistically show how much a budget PC build costs. So yes, this is a great PC that will play all your games, and this is everything that you will need. I'm not missing anything, but also include that you're spending $1,000 here, and that doesn't even include any games yet. So really, this is buyers beware. If you have the money, go ahead and buy it, but also don't get sucked in buying a $400 gaming PC that you build online, and then you don't have the rest of the stuff. Because you're gonna want the gaming mouse, you're gonna want the gaming keyboard. The old 10-year-old Dell keyboard probably isn't gonna, you know, really do what you want to do. So yes, that is my January 2015 budget gaming PC build. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys have any questions about any of the things in this video, let me know. I'm sorry if I sound a little weird. I'm out of town. I've been sick. All those things together have just put a hindrance on me a little bit. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have any questions, let me know. And there will be a whole list of all this stuff over on techinside.us in the upcoming hours. So thanks, guys, for watching. And until next time, guys, I'll see you guys later.